Ah, it's you two. I was just about to go look for you.
Huh? Tighnari?
what are you doing here? Where's Kale?
I came to check on Kale's condition. To put it simply, she's not well.
You mean she's sick? How could she be... Oh, wait a minute. Could it be because of what Paimon did yesterday?
No need to worry. Something as small as you could never harm her. This sickness is something that Kale has been dealing with for some time. Kale has been more excited than usual since you two arrived. A little too much so, to be honest. She hasn't remembered to take care of herself. I suppose it's understandable, though. She hasn't been around anyone she considered a friend for some time now. It must have been refreshing for her to have you two here.
So, Tighnari, what's really wrong with...
Let's take this conversation elsewhere. Kale just fell... All right, let's continue our conversation here, shall we? To be honest, I hadn't realized you're that honorary knight from Mondstadt until Kale told me just now. I've also heard all about your deeds in Liyue and Inazuma. So just to clarify, what I'm about to tell you about Kale is not because of who you are or your past feats. Instead, I am going to tell you because Kale asked me to. And honestly speaking, I was against Kale revealing her past to you. But she insisted, saying you two treated her with sincerity and as a friend. So now she wishes to reciprocate the gesture.
So, Tighnari, what exactly is wrong with Kale? You said this is something...
Right. Ever since she was a child, she's been afflicted with a disease called Elazar.
Elazar?
Yes. It's a disease unique to the lands of Sumeru. It is characterized by dark and... At first, the afflicted may only feel mild numbness on affected areas of the skin. However, as the disease progresses, one may begin feeling fatigue. In its final stages, the disease strips a person of the ability to control their own body, and they effectively become completely immobile.
That sounds terrifying. Wait, hold on. So when Kale seemed to be acting a little clumsy earlier, it was because...
Correct. That would be the effects of Elazar, which is precisely why I do not want her carrying or holding anything, lest she ends up hurting herself. With appropriate treatment, the disease can be effectively controlled before it progresses to a more serious stage. However, there is unfortunately still no true cure for Elazar. Nevertheless, Kale's mother still hoped that there was something out there. She handed Kale over to an organization known as the Fatui after one of their members lied and said they had a cure.
What? The Fatui?
It appears you already are familiar with them. That'll save me some explanation. Anyway, the person who eventually rescued Kale and brought her to me for care said that she had been given to a harbinger known as the Doctor. I have no idea how this doctor managed to do it, but her case of Elazar was completely stable for all the years that Kale was with them. However, Kale's days with the Fatui were anything but pleasant. Kale is a resilient individual and always tries to appear cheerful, but her experience with the Fatui has left deep scars. Even now, she can still feel deathly...
Oh, Paimon had no idea Kale's been through so much suffering.
Oh, by the way, Paimon, Kale wanted me to tell you that she's sorry for scaring you yesterday. She also wanted both of you to know that she's sorry for hiding her illness.
She doesn't need to apologize. None of this is her fault at all.
Well said. I hope you'll get a chance to tell her that in person the next time. Kale once thought that it would be impossible for her to have any real friendships. I trust that you two will never let my trainee experience such emotional pain.
Don't worry, Tighnari. We'll take good care of her.
Well, it's not too serious at this point. She overexerted herself the last couple of days, which is what led her to break down this time. As long as she has taken her medicine and gets plenty of rest, she should get better. Though I must admit that Kale's condition was much more stable when she first arrived here. She was interested in the work of the forest rangers the moment she saw us. I could see that she was serious about learning. Her stamina has gotten much worse recently. Though a moderate amount of physical exercise is always necessary, I'm afraid the long-distance patrol... Alright, now that I've told you about Kale's past, I think I'll head into the rainforest to find some ingredients needed for her medicine. I'll see you two later.
Yeah, we'd like to do something to...
Alright, but I must warn you two. The rainforest is a dangerous place, especially for someone who's still recovering.
No problem!
Let's go then. We'll be looking for a plant known as the Nilotpala lotus.
Hey, Tainari? Where exactly are we going to find this plant?
Nilotpala lotuses can be found all over the rainforest, but it often grows right here around Gandharvaville.
Given the name, it sounds like we should be looking for it in the water.
You are correct. The Nilotpala lotus grows in the water. When fully matured, they look like giant blue flowers floating on the water's surface. Quite an attractive species, if you ask me.
Shh! Kale's asleep!
The large petals are actually the plant's leaves. You should note that many of the plants found in Sumeru have names that are contrary to their species. Take the Cowpelata, for example. The plant is not a lotus at all, but rather a vine. And then there's the Sumeru rose, which is not a rose, and is completely contrary to its name.
Oh! Okay then. Note to Paimon. Never bring up the topic of flowers with Tainari.
Leave it all to me.
Windblade! Prepare to be blown away!
will come in handy.
There should be Nilode Palalotuses growing somewhere in this area. If you could manage to gather 4 of them, we'll rendezvous here once you've gathered the needed amount.
Alright! We've gathered enough Nilode Palalotuses. Let's head back to meet Tainari. Hey, Tainari! We found...
Let me have a look. Good. I'm glad you two came along. Your exploration experience helped save me a lot of time here.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, Tainari! Someone's calling your name! They're...
Yes, that's Amir and the others. But didn't they just set off not too long ago? Let's go find out what's going on.
Tainari, thank goodness we found you here. We were just about to head back and find you at Gandharvaville.
What's going on?
We just discovered a withering zone.
The withering is back? But the patrol route you were on should have been already cleared just a week ago. Can you tell me the exact...
It's up ahead, deep in the river valley. It's appeared in a spot that blocks nearly the entire narrow part of the valley area, so we decided to come find you.
And the radius of the contamination?
Sorry, I couldn't get...
No one in our patrol team had a vision, and it appeared to still be spreading. So we didn't risk getting any closer.
Okay, I understand. You made the right decision. I'll go deal with it right away. In the meantime...
Wait! Tainari! Why don't you let us help you?
You two have only just arrived in Sumeru. You're still unfamiliar with many things in these... There's a unique type of anomaly that occurs in the Sumeru rainforest. The affected areas not only cause nearby vegetation to wither, but it's also lethal to wildlife and even people. If you don't carry a vision, then you should think...
Yes, Amir is absolutely right. I wasn't kidding. As Amir said, only someone with a vision. That is, the power to...
That's right. If any of the forest rangers without a vision come across a withering zone, we first make a record of the location. Only someone with a vision can venture within a withering zone and find a way to deal with it. But you don't seem to carry a vision.
Don't worry, she may not have a vision, but she's a real pro at using the power of the elements.
Seems the rumors about you were true then. In that case, we typically only teach visitors how to identify the withering as they're about to leave Gandharvaville. We'll make an... Stop. Don't move any further. Look there.
Huh? Where? Oh, look! Those plants have withered! That whole area... Oh, Paimon doesn't like the look of this.
That is the withering. All right, Traveler. We're gonna have to enter that withering zone. Once inside, we'll need to look for what we call tumors of the withering. If we eliminate those, thank you. But I must warn you, don't push yourself. Even with elemental powers, once you step inside the withering zone, you may experience extreme discomfort. If at any point it becomes too much, return outside the zone and take a breather. You ready then? Let's go. First, we must locate any branches sustaining the withering zone.
This moment will be frozen in time. Cool it! Ha! Ah!
Windblade! No one escapes my sight! Get him! Prepare to be blown away!
As a dutiful maid would. I must leave no stone unturned.
Be gone!
Freeze!
Windblade!
Leave it all to me.
must leave no stone unturned.
Great work. Now that all the branches have been cleared, we'll need to take care of the tumor.
Windblade!
Steady as stone.
Cool it! Don't get frostbite.
Let it rain!
Leave it all to me.
Go, Baron Buddy!
Now! Destroy the tumor of the withering!
We did it! Everything's returning to normal now!
Yes. Thanks to you two, we were
Kainari? You make it sound like we did well, but why does Paimon have the feeling...
It's that obvious, huh? Alright. It's like this. Recently, the rate at which withering zones appear has been increasing. Even though we were able to quickly clear that withering zone, if that simply meant more work for me, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's far more severe than that. The withering is leaving For instance, even though we cleared out the withering zone, many of the plants that were affected will not recover. This presents a crisis for the ecosystem itself. Many plants in the rainforest are already in decline, directly impacting the wild. And most disturbingly, as the appearances of withering zones have started to increase, Kale's case of Elazar has also become more serious.
Huh? But why's that?
I'm still not sure of the exact reason. However, I've received word from acquaintances at the academia that similar cases are being reported for patients with other conditions. No, none that we know of. The withering has been recorded in Sumeru for millennia. It's said that it originates from the depths of the world. Oh, by the way, have you heard of Irminsul before? Irminsul is a tree located deep beneath the surface. Although it isn't like any tree we know in a biological sense, you can basically think of it as I'm sure you've heard of ley lines, right? They're like the roots of Irminsul, spreading and extending from a massive cavern deep underground all the way up to the surface. Ley lines continually absorb the memories of this world, which are then funneled into Irminsul, allowing it to collect knowledge and wisdom from ancient times to present day. The Dendro Archon is known as the god of wisdom because her consciousness is directly connected to it. It is also said that the Dendro Archon's power is a manifestation of Irmin. And as for the withering, its emergence is related to a disease that's affecting it. That's right. My ancestors learned of this from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's familiars a long time ago, but even those mysterious creatures did not know of a cure for Irminsul. I'm afraid we rangers will be battling the withering zones here for a long time, until a cure is found. Alright, that's enough on this topic for the time being. Now that we've taken care of things here, it's time for us to head back to Gandharvaville.
Tainari, you all made it back. How did it go?
The withering zone you reported has been taken care of. Huh? Wait, is that? Oh no, Hypatia!
Huh? What's wrong, Tainari?
This Duskbird is Hypatia's designated courier for urgent news. You do remember her, don't you? She's the scholar you and Paimon were following when you first arrived in Sumeru.
Oh, her? How could we forget?
Let me see what's written in the letter first.
So what's it say? And what's with that weird expression on your face? All Paimon sees are three squiggly...
Yes, allow me to explain. After we brought you from Hypatia's cave to Gandharvaville, Hypatia resumed her meditation. She must have just finished. It's been nearly 3 days since she's had anything to eat, and it appears she's forgotten to prepare some rations. This letter is her asking...
What? You mean she's been sitting there for 3 days? Hey, wait, how did...
Well, obviously because this has happened before. Last time she drew 5 lines, and by the time we found her... Well, I'd prefer not to remember. Needless to say, Hypatia's been through worse, but we should still get to her as quickly as possible. I've got some emergency rations set aside for times like these. Paimon, Traveler, could...
Wait, you want us to bring her the rations? But will the Traveler be okay if her cave is still filled with that funny incense?
Let's find out. Here, Traveler. So, how do you feel?
Huh? Really? You're not feeling even a little drowsy? But wait, how'd you know that she'd be okay this time, Tainar?
Back when we were clearing the Withering Zone, I observed that she could adeptly manipulate the Dendro element. I knew then that she would be fine. And if I may ask, when I was telling you two about Irminsul's ley lines, was what I described similar at all to what you saw when you were unconscious? That's correct. Those weren't hallucinations at all. Though I don't intend to, because what you saw is of significant importance. Not just for the nation of Sumeru, but the entire world of Tevat. My forefathers were shown much favor by Greater Lord Ruka Devata. We took an oath to protect this nation together with her. Now that that duty has fallen to me, it was a part of my responsibilities to ascertain whether... Now, after seeing you in action with my own eyes, you have earned my confidence, and I no longer feel the need to hide any secrets from you. When you passed out, your consciousness had connected directly with Irminsul. What you witnessed were actually real memories contained within Irminsul itself. I could try to tell you more, but it would be better if you went to ask Hypatia instead. Her focus on meditation and use of Spirit Borneal are aimed at establishing a connection with Irminsul.
That sounds nice and all, but will she really help us? Seriously, she completely...
That was because when you ran into her, she was in a special phase of her training. During that, please, wait here for a moment. Here, take these. It's a meal I packed for Hypatia, as well as... Also, here's a letter that I would like you to give to her. Just show it to her, and she'll answer any No, I should be the one thanking you. You've both...
Hypatia should still be in the cave. Let's go inside and see how she's doing.
Go, go, Barrett Buddy!
Hello? Hypatia? Hey, there's nobody here. Maybe she went out to look for some food. Let's try looking around the area. Hypatia, are you alright?
So hungry.
There's no way we can get her to eat in her current condition. Huh? Wait, why does it look so... Huh? How'd things out here end up looking like this? What happened? And where are we? Really? Oh. Wow, this place is huge! Paimon knew there's something off about that cave. Let's think of a way to get over there and have a closer look. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a lead of some kind.
Be gone!
I must leave no stone unturned. Someone needs assistance.
Dodge this!
Huh? What happened just now? Why'd everything around us suddenly change?
Time to clean up.
Get him!
Oh, so sorry.
No escape! Windblade!
Steady as stone.
Prepare to be blown away!
Cool it! What's the hurry? Freeze!
Go, Baron!
I must leave no stone unturned.
Be gone! No one escapes my sight!
This moment will be frozen in
I missed a spot. Leave it all to me, as a dutiful maid would.
Cool it!
Go, Baron Bunny! Bet you can't keep up with me! Prepare to be blown away!
I must leave no stone unturned. Someone needs assistance.
What is going on here? This place is getting weirder by the minute. Hey, what's the matter? You don't look so good.
Let it rain.
Freeze! Cool it!
we meet again, traveler.
The Abyss Herald! What are you planning to do in this strange place?
Strange place. Plotting. You needn't. Power for the Abyss!
Leave it all to me.
Get him!
Dodge this! Frostbite! Cool it! Dodge this!
Windblade!
I must leave no stone unturned. to me.
Don't push your luck.
Steady as stone. As a good knight should. I'll catch up. I must leave no stone unturned.
Go, go, Baron!
This map will be frozen in time. Freeze!
No escape! Wingblade! Yeah!
Leave it all to me.
Cool it! Freeze!
Will perish.
Be gone! Get it!
What's the hurry? Don't get frostbite.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Go, go, Baron!
Dodge this!
Wingblade!
Time to clean up. Steady as stone.
Prepare to be blown away! No one escapes my sights!
His future will come.
Go, go, Baron Bunny!
The end is nigh.
Huh? Why can't we beat this guy? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it! We faced others like him before! What's wrong this time?
Traveler, though you may have managed to avert countless crises before, your good fortune was bound to end sooner or later. It's time you realize how weak and powerless you really are. Your brother. Oh, pitiful traveler. Are you really so ignorant? Or are you just living in complete denial? His Highness has long since forsaken you. Your meager existence in his eyes is that of an annoying bug, only to be stepped upon. The bonds of love and family which drive you to find your sibling are utterly gone. Your journey is meaningless. But don't you fret now. Today...
What do we do? We haven't seen Hypatia anywhere out here. Oh, there she is! Quick, let's see how she's doing.
So sweet.
Well, the good news is that she's still conscious. Hey, why'd you drop her food on the floor like that? Are you okay? That's really not like you. Anyways, we can talk about this later. We better make sure she's alright first. Whoa, wait a sec. Look at all this fruit lying around her. We can put that to good use.
Who is there? Tainari, is that you? Huh?
It's okay. You can relax, Hypatia. Tainari sent us here to bring you some food and water. Here, we have a letter that he asked us to give you.
I see. So, you're friends of Tainari. I apologize for all the trouble I've caused you. I'm grateful that you came so quickly to save me.
Well, actually, we didn't bring the fruit. It was already here when we arrived. We were kind of wondering about that, actually. When we found you here, there was all this fruit lying around and even some juice dripping from your lips.
Oh, really? I seem to understand now. All the fruit was likely from...
Your neighbor? You mean there's someone else living nearby?
Oh? So you're able to see them too?
Wait, hold on a second, Traveler. You say that before we arrived, you saw some mysterious creature and suddenly had a strange dream? Isn't that a little too crazy to believe?
No, I actually do believe what the Traveler is saying. I myself had a similar experience once before and ended up scaring my timid little neighbor here. You needn't worry. They mean you no harm. They only dragged you into the dream because they hoped to buy themselves a little time in a...
So, Hypatia, just what kind of creature is your neighbor exactly?
I'm not sure what it's called, to be honest. But I do know that they have some sort of deeper connection with the Dendro Archon. I know this because the first time I saw them was also the exact day my consciousness was able to form a connection with Irminsul. Even after I opened my eyes and stopped meditating, my heart was still pounding, and my mind was racing with all the knowledge that I had touched. And at that very moment, I suddenly noticed a small figure at the opening of the cave. In my curiosity, I began to walk over to the creature. They must have already been used to me living in the cave, because they didn't seem to mind me approaching them. It wasn't until I crouched down next to them that they suddenly realized that I could see them.
Oh, and then?
And then I had a dream. By the time I came to, they were nowhere to be seen. I was convinced they'd never show up again. But sure enough, I saw them nearby. I feel like they aren't as afraid of me as the first time I approached them. But I never would have Yes, no doubt about that. By the way... Sorry about that. Sounds like just...
Well, if somebody hadn't dropped the food earlier... Anyway, looks like we'll need to prepare something ourselves. All right, we're up, Traveler. Today's menu will feature sweet madame and a radish veggie soup. You'll...
sounds good. I've never tried any dishes from other nations before. I certainly look forward to it. It's been so long since...
Let's use the empty box that Tainari gave us since we already washed it. Oh, it smells amazing. And the box is a nice touch, too. Let's go serve this up and start eating with Hypatia.
Are you already finished cooking? Smells delectable. I'm truly thankful whenever I can enjoy a proper meal. Even though everything you mentioned was in Tainari's letter, it's still hard to believe you were able to connect with Irminsul. It took me nearly 3 years before I could do so. And everyone at the academia even lauded me as a genius. You should know that some researchers spent their entire lives without ever successfully connecting with Irminsul as you have.
So why does this incense allow people to connect to Irminsul?
The ingredients used to make spirit-born ale primarily consist of plants created by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. These special ingredients are conducive to Since the root of the Dendro Archon's power lies within Irminsul, we can occasionally tap into her powers naturally. Anyone who can establish a connection with Irminsul in their first ever attempt must be a person of great understanding.
Makes sense. But Paimon's got a question. Why was she—
That was primarily due to her body's unique constitution. Stimulated by the incense, she could perceive the Dendro Archon's power and experience the sensory overload. Hence, taking in any sense similar to the ingredients of Spirit-born Ale would cause Not to worry, though. It appears you've already fully Technically, your body should still be sensitive to the powers of the Dendro Archon. But unless you're using intentional meditation techniques, the scent of...
Whew. Well, that's a relief.
I must admit, I am quite envious of your abilities. Even if it meant suffering from pounding headaches for the rest of my life, I'd consider it worthwhile so long as I could connect with...
Whoa! You're really serious about this whole...
I am, as a member of the Ritaoist Darshan at the Academia, my main area of research is the stars and their connection to the fate of living beings. But there is still so much we don't know, especially regarding the which is why I must turn to the all-knowing Irminsul for... If only my perception wasn't so limited. Unfortunately, I cannot guarantee that my every attempt to achieve... I am currently in the stage of training known as Satyavada life. Many researchers in Sumeru have lost their minds. Sages have said that Irminsul contains divine knowledge, and touching such knowledge without the proper preparations and abilities will... That's why we meditate alone. We need to ensure that...
Whoa. So knowledge from Irminsul could be super dangerous.
Of course I do. Especially during nights that are pitch black with no moonlight, and dead silent without... However, I've been feeling better as of late. I don't get as scared anymore knowing that I have a little neighbor living nearby. I believe that being able to see them is a sort of blessing from the dead. But what's strangest of all is that they're clearly an envoy of the god of wisdom herself.
What's so strange about that? It doesn't sound so out of place for a divine being, does...
Well, it's strange because nearly nobody in Sumeru can ever dream.
Huh. Is that true?
Yes, well, to an extent. Only the sages say that wisdom implies rationality, but that which occurs in dreams is often neither rational... Yes, if one struggles with anxiety, the fact that the people of Sumeru do not have dreams is seen as a blessing by the sages. They believe that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata... I was born into a family of scholars in Sumeru City. Ever since I was a child, I studied hard, enrolled as a student in the academia, and went on to become a researcher. But then, on the day I scared the little Aranara, I suddenly saw a dream again. It was incredible. Though I don't exactly remember what I saw, I clearly recall the feeling. I suddenly felt like I was a child. Back then, I was foolish and ignorant as any youth would be, but I was free of fear. Maybe dreaming... Just be sure not to speak of this if you travel to Sumeru City.
So, do you have any thoughts about the things she saw when she connected with
Sorry. I'm afraid I don't have any answers as of now. All I can say... World forget me. What could that possibly mean? If only I could ascend past Satyavada. If you two are ever in the area again, please be sure to... There's no need to be thanking me. You two are my saviors. Besides, I'm already looking...
Now that we know Hypatia is alright and had the chance to ask her some questions, Paimon thinks it's...
Think about it, Tainari. Refusing to join is tantamount to burying your head in the sand. I understand that you're a forest watcher and that it's your duty to combat the effects of withering zones. But isn't it evident that such work is not a lasting solution to the problem? As Sage Kage clearly stated, your presence and guidance in Sumeru City is pivotal in finding a cure for Irminsul. How could you possibly refuse?
Keep your emotions in check, Gulam. Let's at least listen to Tainari's reason for declining. We're here to...
Sage Kage, I am truly honored that you came here in person, but I'm afraid I must still... I am merely a forest watcher. How could the...
Well, it turns out that your refusal letter...
I see.
Tainari, your master is an integral part of this...
And what exactly does...
You'll know once you've arrived.
And, how long will I be required to stay?
There's no...
Do you mean to tell me that, despite coming all the way here to Gandharvaville, if that's the case, then I'm afraid I...
Tainari!
So be it. Come, Gulam, we're leaving.
Tainari, what was that all about?
It's nothing. Some people from the academia wanted me to go to Sumeru City to assist them with a project, but I had to But all that can wait. How did things...
It was quite the eventful trip, but the main thing is that she's safe and sound.
Very good. Now that the traveler has made a full recovery, there shouldn't be any reason...
That's right! We want to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali and ask her for advice.
Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have it.
Well, do you at least know anyone we can try...
Let me think. My trips to Sumeru City... Oh, how about this? I'll write you a letter of introduction that you can give to a researcher I know. He's from the Amorta Darshan and is adept at gathering information. Also, when you enter Sumeru City, you'll probably end up receiving something like this item here. I'm not sure if it will ever come in.
Oh?
It's called an Akasha Terminal. Needless to say, this device and its usage fall under the Academia's expertise.
Great! Next up, Sumeru City! That's right! Tainari, we have something important to say to Kale before we leave.
Yes, she's doing much better. After being confined to her bed all this time, I thought a little walk would do her some good. Last I saw her, she was taking the path towards the North Crossing. She knew you two would be leaving soon, so she...
Thanks, Tighnari.
Farewell, and good luck to you.
I've been waiting for you two. Never mind. I guess I should just wish you two a safe and successful journey.
Thanks for waiting here just to see us off, Kale. We're headed to Sumeru City.
Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. My condition won't be getting in the way of my duties. I want to be a forest ranger after all. And, I'm sorry. I should have told you both about my condition when we first met. I just wanted you two to treat me as a normal friend. Not some... But I guess now I understand that the most important thing is for friends to be genuine with one another.
There's no need to apologize, Kale. We should be thanking you for trusting us. We're probably still gonna worry about your condition, but that's because...
Thank you. That means a lot.
Oh? What is it?
It's my recipe for pita pockets. I told you that I'd give you a copy, remember? My handwriting is a little, messy, so...
Yay! Thanks, Kale. Now we can eat those scrumptious little pitas whenever and wherever.
I hope that whenever you eat them, you'll both remember your time here in Gandharvaville. Well then, I, trainee Forest Ranger Kale, bid you both farewell. Please visit Gandharvaville again. The Rangers will always be ready to assist you here.
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete.
Come on. It's an easy thing, isn't it? Surely you can.
Sumeru City! We finally made it! Oh, did you see that? When those people entered the city, something on their heads lit up.
One moment, please, you two. It appears this is your first time visiting Sumeru City.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because there's currently no information on either of you in the Akasha. But no need to worry, that won't prevent you from entering the city. In fact, the Academia conveniently provides... Perhaps you two have heard of the Akasha before. It's our beloved Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's land. After centuries of tireless research on the Akasha, the Academia created one of its most ingenious inventions. As long as you are within Sumeru's borders, you may use an Akasha terminal to connect directly to the Akasha and access any knowledge you need. I should mention that due to technical limitations, the operation of Akasha terminals will be much smoother and more effective.
Oh, so this is the thing that Tighnari was telling us about.
You two are quite fortunate. Until recently, it was standard practice to only issue Akasha terminals to outlanders who spent an extended amount of time in Sumeru. However, this policy was recently changed, and now all travelers are issued one upon arrival. Here are your Akasha terminals. Please handle them with care. To activate it, simply hold it in your hand and say the following phrase to yourself. May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom.
Oh, since this little doodad lets you access knowledge, maybe we can use it to find a way to... May the mighty God bless us with their voice of wisdom. Whoa! Just now, something clicked, and Paimon suddenly knew how to use this thing. It seems all we need to do is concentrate on what we want to know, and bam! You get it. Oh, that'll come in real handy.
Exactly. That is the power of the Akasha. And with that, let me officially welcome you both to Sumeru City. May the wisdom of the Dendro Archon always be your guide.
Okay, now that we're in, we can check the Akasha about Lesser Lord Kusanali. 500 years ago, the sages found a newly born deity from... Okay, next, let's concentrate on asking how to meet her. Oh, come on! Ugh. Focusing on this question feels like when you have something you're trying to remember and it's on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't think of it. Ugh, Paimon's brain is exhausted. Oh, smart idea. But what are you going to ask it? Because we're Outlanders, and we've only just arrived in Sumeru? You know... You too? Uh-oh. Paimon's getting all teary-eyed all of a sudden. It feels like the people of Sumeru really miss their... Well, seems no matter which way we try, we can't find... He's from Sumeru, and even has a position... Let's see. Kainari wrote an address on the letter's envelope. Oh, it's not far from the city's gate. Let's head over and have a look. Hopefully he's at home. Hello, are you Rohawi?
Yes, that's me. Can I help you?
Great! You see, Kainari sent us here and...
What? Tainari? Please, there's no need to say anything, really. Sure, I admit that the article I published last month wasn't my best work, and maybe the data didn't produce the most
Here! This is a letter!
Oh, let me see. Ah! Ooh, what a relief. It seems even Tainari acknowledges my innate ability for procuring information.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali.
You mean you want to meet the Dendro Archon herself? This isn't exactly... Sorry, the Akasha didn't respond to my query.
What? You too? But what about your abilities for getting information and all that? Paimon was sure you'd...
Well, as I said, this isn't my area of expertise. I am but a lowly researcher, so the Akasha does... All I know is that ever since Lesser Lord Kusanali returned to Sumeru, she's never left the Sanctuary of Surasthana.
Huh. Didn't expect her to be such a mysterious figure.
The Dendro Archon is somewhat of a recluse. Perhaps she just doesn't want to entertain visitors, which would explain the lack of information in the...
Aw, but then what can we
No need to worry just yet. I'm only hypothesizing here. You could certainly try asking around and see if anyone else has ideas. And besides, you two should consider the bright side of things. Not being able to see Lesser Lord... In this world, there will always be information you cannot obtain from the Akasha, and things you can never accomplish. No, take me for example. It's a miracle if my brain cells can spit out one paper every 3 years. But Tainari? That guy can publish 3 papers in just a single year.
Okay. Thanks for your advice.
Don't mention it. If you two ever want information about things like who's been promoted within the academia or relations between the 6 great sages, come find me. Hey, come on! This is a survival skill at the...
Oh, Paimon's expectations were pretty low, so what do we do now? Even if we want to talk to someone, we don't know anybody here. Huh? Like who? Oh, you're right! Catherine! The Adventurers Guild has its own intel network. Let's...
Watch out for pickpockets.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Hello, Traveler and Paimon.
Catherine, we need your help with something.
Understood. The Adventurers Guild is always ready to serve you.
We want to meet with Lesser Lord Kusanali. Do you know a way we can do that?
You two wish to meet with Sumeru's Archon. I apologize, but I am unable to call up any relevant information in the Akasha. I'm also unable to locate any...
Aww, another dead end. Well, if...
Please do not worry. I may know of someone who can help you two. In Sumeru, the Adventurers Guild does not serve as the vanguard of... They take on various contracts and work all across Sumeru. An Eremite brigade called the Corps of 30 is in charge of Sumeru City's defenses.
Corps of 30?
Supposedly. They are named as such because their ranks numbered 30 at their inception. Asfand, an advisor with the Corps of 30, maintains good relations with the Adventurers Guild. Though he's already retired, he and his words carry great weight within mercenary circles. If you'd like to get in contact with him, you can find him at the Corps of 30's headquarters, the Citadel of Rexar. You're welcome. I wish you two the best of luck. We look forward to your exploits in Sumeru.
Alright, off to the Citadel of Rexar we go!
Welcome. The Adventurers Guild told me to expect you two.
It's nice to meet you, Asfand. We'd like to ask you about something.
I see. So, Catherine's the one who sent you. Ha! It's true that the Eremites' network is vast, but even...
Wait, seriously?
Afraid so. The Eremites aren't terribly religious, so we don't know much about divinities. As far as the Akasha goes, we can access even less than you. We originally came from the desert. The gods there died off long ago. Since those days, we've used our own two hands to carve out a living. We don't... It isn't just us, though. If you ask me, I think most in Sumeru aren't.
Oh? What?
Just take the Academia, for example. They're the ones who truly rule Sumeru. Although they believe in gods, most of them only care for the late... In their eyes, she was the one who founded Sumeru and gifted us with the Akasha. Lesser Lord Kusanagi. Because of the Academia's influence, most citizens are more familiar. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanagi never makes an appearance. And the Academia never announces anything about her. As far as the people of Sumeru are...
Really? Aww.
Ha! But who knows? We're all just guessing.
All right. Well...
No problem.
Seems Asfand was right about most people's attitudes here. Not only are they not interested in the Dendro Archon, they even say stuff like, if the Akasha doesn't think I should know, then I don't need to know about it. We've been asking for information non-stop ever since we got to Sumeru. But the harder we try, the more helpless everything seems. Isn't there at least one person in this entire city who cares about...
Oh, you two are interested in Lesser Lord Kusanagi?
Huh? Who are you?
From the sound of it, you two are Outlanders who recently arrived here. You've been asking around for... Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Dunyarzad, one of Lesser Lord Kusanagi's faithful followers.
Whoa, really? Then do you know how we can meet with her?
I'm afraid I can't help you with that. But your conversation earlier did happen to remind me of a legend about the Dendro Archon. Sure. It goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a man who heard a prophecy. Panicked by what he heard, the man sought out the Dendro Archon in hopes that she would bless him. The man journeyed across deserts and through rainforests and experienced tribulations of every kind. How, in despair, he thought, alas, the Archon has abandoned me. He then had no choice.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then, the calamity came. But to his own surprise, the man felt somehow emboldened by the trials of his journey. By relying on his own strength, he managed to overcome the adversity. At that moment, a bird perched upon his shoulder. This bird was, in fact, an avatar of the Dendro Archon. Oh, Archon Seeker, do you now understand? She and her wisdom have long been found by you. Along your journey, we were in every flower and blade of grass, every ray of sparkling sun, and every breath of dancing wind. So long...
Yeah, thanks for the story! Paimon feels old.
In a way, it seemed...
Dunyarzad, since you worship Lesser Lord Kusanagi...
Of course. So did you two... I'm terribly sorry, but it seems something's come up now.
Hey, wait! What the heck just happened? It looks like they're searching for someone. Dunyarzad was acting... This stinks! We finally managed to find a lead about Lesser Lord Kusanagi! We can... Let's see if we can get rid of them.
Hey, have you two seen a brown-haired girl wearing a purple top and a long blue dress?
Did she have bandages wrapped around her wrists?
Yes, that's her. Did you see which direction she went?
Yeah, she went that way.
Quick, after her!
Dunyarzad? We thought you might have been long gone.
Oh, it's you two. Oh, you startled me.
You can relax now. We threw those people looking for you.
Really? Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I believed it. Uh-oh, looks like there are some coming this way.
Huh? More of them? Then what are we standing in?
No, wait, my body isn't in the best shape. It's difficult for me to run. Okay, sounds good. There's a tavern on the other side of the port we can go to. They probably would.
All right, let's move out. Stay behind us. We'll keep an eye.
We made it. Oh, they shouldn't be able to find us now. Wait, stand down, Dia.
My lady, who are these two?
They're travelers that I met on the street just a moment ago. They happened to notice that you were all searching.
I see. In that case, you two should scram. There's nothing here for you.
Wait a sec. Who the heck are you? And what?
I'm Miss Dunyarzad's bodyguard, here to see that she returns home safe and sound. My lady, let's get going. You've been gone for so long that your parents are—
And if I refuse to go with you?
It'd be easier for the both of us if you cooperated. But if you insist on not going, then I'll have to carry—
Hey! Dunyarzad already said she doesn't want to go back. What?
Stay out of this. You don't understand. Sorry, my lady. Even though I'm your bodyguard, your parents are my employees.
How much?
Wait, what?
How much more do I have to pay you to become your employer? So you never listen to my parents ever again. Double?
My lady, this isn't about Mora. I don't know what you think of us Eremites, but let me say this. I like Mora, but I'll never go against— That's why I'm here looking for you. Sure, it's an order from my employer, but my conscience was also and knowing your health, carelessly running around like this is gonna hurt ya. For the sake of those who love you—
No, you're wrong. I'm aware of my limits, and I know what I'm doing. Honestly, the only people being stubborn, and I know perfectly well that it makes no difference if I'm at home or not. And every time I bring this up, they just change the subject. Dia, you've been living with us a long time already. This should be— Dia, I know it hasn't been easy for Mother and Father, and I'm grateful for everything they've done for me. But there's— because she saved me. The love I have for her is the same This is my life and my last chance.
My lady, are you sure what you're doing now is me?
Yes, I'm sure.
Fine, I won't ask you to return home anymore. But let me make something very clear. I'm only doing this because I
Thank you, Dia. Sorry for being so rude just now.
Don't worry about it, my lady. I did say that I like Mora. Besides, that's our Today's little excursion caused such a ruckus that every single bodyguard— Since this definitely won't be your last escapade, here's a little tip. You should at least make it look like your room and things are still in order when you leave. So, I'll let you hire me, my lady. This way, everyone wins. As for the pay, let's say—
Okay, deal.
Yay! Looks like they've reached an understanding.
I'm fine, really.
My lady, stop trying to look tough. We're already in a tavern, so let's rest up and grab—
I'm sorry for worrying you two. If you don't mind, I'd like for you to join us.
Sure! After you rest up, we want to hear more about Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Ha! Well, if it isn't Dia. Haven't seen you in nearly half a year. Word on the street is that you're a bodyguard for the Homayani family now. Ha! Don't you find that kind of work boring?
Nah, you get used to it. How about a menu over here?
You got it. Huh? Isn't this little Miss Homayani herself? We don't...
Thank you, sir, but there's no need. I don't have a lot of Mora on me, and I really ought to save as much as I can. But please bring these two the best food you have. They're my new friends, so I want to be a good host for them.
Yeah, we're already super grateful for everything you told us about
How about our charcoal-baked Agelena cakes? They're our signature snack, and they run cheap. Look, other customers...
they look kind of burnt and dry. Paimon will pass. Hey, come on! Paimon has personal preferences too, you know. Dunyarzad, we asked a lot of people when we first arrived, and almost nobody was interested in Lesser Lord Kusanali. So, what made you want to follow?
Well, remember when you asked me if I knew how to meet the Dendro Archon? Even though I don't know how, I think I've actually seen her before.
Huh? Really?
Yes, it was when I was a child. At the time, my illness had kept me bedridden for the better part of a year. I was stuck inside and couldn't make any friends, and my parents did their best to find treatments for me. But even then, the Akasha didn't have any helpful information. My younger self no longer had any hopes or dreams. One flare-up was so bad that I was in a semi-conscious state for several. Then one night, I woke up alone in my room. I was terrified. My body was paralyzed. Even if at that moment, an ethereal voice spoke in my mind.
Dunyarzad, don't be scared. You don't have to cry. Who are you? How do you know? How do I explain this? You might not be able to understand, but actually, I know everything about... Really? Of course. I know that you're scared of thunder, that you hate taking medicine every morning, and that you love counting the petals on your mom's skirt. Wow, you really do know everything. Dunyarzad, is there anything you want? Want? Not really. I can't go anywhere or do anything. Huh? But aren't you a child? All children have wishes. Tell me what you want. And can you make my illness go away? Oh. I'm sorry. But I'm not powerful enough to do that right now. Then, can you be my friend?
After that, the voice said, "Okay, I'll be your friend." Although my body was suffering during those days, that beyond my window was the flourishing Sumeru city. Beyond the city, once I finally made it through that bout of illness, I couldn't hear that voice anymore. I told but I know that that voice wasn't a figment of my imagination. Before that, I had never heard of Teyvat. Yes, for sure. If it weren't for that voice, I would have never grown curious about the outside world. Nor would I have learned how to read and enjoy. That voice sparked a desire for wisdom. It had to have been the Dendro Archon. I've been hoping for a chance to repay her kindness. In fact, I was running around today to help prepare this.
What's the
It's Lesser Lord Kusanali's birthday. It's actually an old holiday that originally celebrated Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthday. When she passed away, the holiday eventually became a celebration. I heard everyone was overjoyed when they welcomed her back to Sumeru. But because of the Academia's influence, the Academia actively participates in Sumeru's many holidays dedicated to Greater Lord... Maybe they see Lesser Lord Kusanali's birth as confirmation of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's death. So the...
Aww.
It is. It's absolutely... Sure, the Greater Lord founded Sumeru, but hasn't Lesser Lord Kusanali...
Just remember that we're still out in public. Don't get too carried away now.
I know that people over by the Grand Bazaar still hold the Sub-Zero's festival to this day. But recently, I made a friend there who also follows Lesser... I gave her my savings because I want her to throw a wonderful festival this year.
Hold on, my lady. Does this friend happen to be Nilu, the one who sends flowers to the estate?
Yes, that's her.
I saw her leaving the other day with a nervous look on her face. It seemed like she was hiding something in her arm.
Yes. Initially, I didn't have much more prepared. I've agreed with Nilu to meet up at the Grand Bazaar today and see how things are coming along.
Sure, that's quite the trip, though.
No, that would be too much.
You might as well just accept the lift. If I let you walk, who knows how long it'll take us. And if anything happens to you, then...
But of course. Nilu will be thrilled to hear there are more people... Sorry I'm late, Nilu.
Oh, Dunyarzad. It was taking you so long that I assumed you got trapped at home. But you... Uh-oh. But if Dia's here, that means you got caught, right?
You could say that, but...
Not completely.
Oh. And who are these two?
Oh, meet the Traveler and Paimon, my two newest friends. They're visitors who just arrived.
So you're followers from another land? That's wonderful. You two absolutely mustn't miss the Sabzeruz festival. By the way, Dunyarzad, we've already started decorating the Grand Bazaar. It looks...
You're very welcome. It's the only thing I could do.
Probably? But don't sweat it. We've already finished renovating the stage.
Wow! This place is amazing!
Not bad. Last time I was here, the stairs were full of holes.
The stairs were nothing. A little while ago, we discovered that the tree above the stage had a huge chunk of bark ready to fall off. Mr. Zubair, we reported it to the academia many times, but they never sent anyone to deal with it. We didn't want anything bad happening, so we were going to cancel.
Oh, probably because it was the theater asking.
The academia looks down on performers like us. They probably think it would be best if the theater closed down completely. We can't let that happen, though. Not only would everyone involved in the theater go hungry, but then we wouldn't be able to hold the Sabzeruz festival. Thank the Dendra Archon for Dunyarzad. With the Moor she gave us, we hired someone. The stage is going to be even prettier when...
And I can't wait to see you on the stage. You've been practicing so long already. It's...
Nilu, what are you gonna be...
She'll be dancing the dance of Sabzeruz. The most...
Dunyarzad, have you told them the origin?
I only told them about the Greater Lord and...
Okay, then I'll tell you two. According to legend, the Sabzeruz festival was original a long time ago. On one of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's birthdays, her friends threw her a celebratory banquet. Some of the gods got drunk. One started playing music, and the Greater Lord started singing. As she danced upon the grass, countless beautiful bodies, those brilliant purple flowers, became her dazzling stage. All the gods clamored, "Oh, if only time could..." Of course they did. When people mention the gods, they always think of the Archon. Although they aren't around anymore, they're preserved in our tradition of dance. This outfit I'm wearing is apparently based on how the goddess of flowers look. Though we're just tiny people compared to the divine, we still have to do our best to make sure that the birthday...
Nilou, you of all people will definitely be able to convey our well wishes to the Dendro Archon. I also...
They symbolize the goddess of flowers, after all.
Yeah. The Greater Lord brought forth Patisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers.
Thinking about the goddess of flowers dance me. If my stage were anything like that... So, Traveler and Paimon, what...
All of Lesser Lord Kusanali's followers will be there for her birthday. It'll be a good opportunity.
Ooh, Paimon thinks that's a great idea! Hey, come on! There's nothing wrong with enjoying a festival. Besides, it's Lesser Lord...
So how about we all attend the Sub-Zerus festival together?
Junior Zod, let me show you which stage decorations we've picked out so far. Traveler and Paimon, if everyone at the Grand Bazaar loves Lesser Lord Kusanali...
In that case, we'll take a...
Huh. Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. Two things that the academia doesn't particularly approve of. Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances... that's, what I...
In my opinion, Jutes is the best song.
I won't let you down! Get him!
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival this year. We're expecting people from all over to come by this year and buy things during the festival. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumeru City has the best of everything. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the...
Whoa! What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look so funny? Did you know that the Sub-Zerus festival is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris, the night...
Dancing at the Sub-Zerus festival. You know, as a child, I even asked my grandmother why we... My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored. The Sub-Zerus festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That...
Nilou, your outfit looks amazing.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the
Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off this crown. Would you like to try it on? Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that. Junior Zod, you look absolutely stunning with it on. It's like I'm looking at the goddess of flowers herself.
Hey! Is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like... Catherine! Huh. Come to think of it, Paimon's only ever seen her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Huh? Oh, hey! Hey! It's the Traveler and Paimon! What's shaken?
Whoa. Break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still waiting for her.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild does... But saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like watching... But take you two, for example. You travel across Teyvat to...
Well, we enjoy traveling across Teyvat and all that.
Yes, you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't necessarily at our...
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently?
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. Oh.
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already been blessed.
There's something real...
Hey, Traveler.
Oh, hey, Dia. What's going on?
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali, and she's been trying to come up with a way to help you.
Are you serious?
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere and ask someone some questions. My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After I take my lady home, let's meet in front of the Citadel of Regzar.
Sounds like a plan. Let's head over to the Citadel of Regzar and wait for Dia.
What's so great about Snezhnayan toys anyway?
Welcome. Get your spices here. We've got all kinds.
Every item I sell here comes with its own
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because she was in a bad... Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't for you...
You sure sound a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia. Who would have thought you had such a soft spot for Dunyarzad?
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I...
Look, Dia's blushing.
Listen, you two. I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the Oh, hey, Chief.
Ha, Dia! What are you doing here?
I take it you all know each other already?
We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Osfon for more info.
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft.
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumeru City to begin bolstering its defenses, so people from all... Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose I might as well tell them what we...
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft? Sorry.
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might...
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you... Let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. Word got out. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the...
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can... The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back. Meaning the population's also a mixed bag.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the... If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice.
Are you serious, Chief? All the academia students are in Sumeru City, you know. Why should they pretend to be
If you're also interested.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do here for the Homayani family. And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for King Deshret." Word is that more and more are joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. King Deshret's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandoned their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a god of their own. Well, traveler, that's about...
Thanks, Dia! And you... Since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City, let's head to Port Ormos.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zerus Festival. So, be sure... Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zerus Festival.